Well, M3GAN would be like, "Hi, Kim. It's nice to meet you." It was so fun. And I'm like, are the Kardashians actually going to hear this right now?
Was there a line that really stuck out to you?
For the second film, easily, like the "hold on to your vaginas" line.
Can you do it?
Sure. Let's see. Hold on to your vaginas.
Hold on to your vaginas.
We on?
Yes, we're on.
Beautiful.
Did you see M3GAN at Universal?
For Horror Nights, yes.
That's crazy that she's up there with those characters.
Oh, I know. That's so bizarre to me. We went and it was so much fun. They actually were really kind to me and they allowed me to like stop in the middle of the maze and take pictures. And they took me behind Horror Nights. They took me behind this like secret room. It was like 3 secret rooms. And they took me with the M3GAN dolls and it was so much fun. I got the special treatment, but I felt bad because, you know, they're trying to like scare you and jump out. But then the Universal people were like, "Oh my gosh, Jenna, wait, stop. We gotta take pictures." And I was like, yeah, totally. But I felt bad because I think we were like interrupting people's scares.
Yeah. Do you do any specific voices for that walkthrough?
Yeah.
Oh, so you went back into the booth and did something for that?
Yeah.
How cool.
Oh my gosh, so fun. It's so much fun to be able to do like the classic lines, especially for theme park rides, you know, where they tell you to like fasten your seatbelts and all those fun things.
Oh, so you're doing all that in the booth?
Yeah.
Is it wild to you that your audition is pretty much what they used for that same style and her mannerisms? Mm-hmm. Is it crazy to you that it kind of spawned into a sequel now? That those character choices of what you did had such proving ground, I guess, that this character could live to be huge.
Yeah, I think the most surreal part of it all was that I didn't know what to expect. So the fact that she was so adored by the horror community, but also so many people just labeled her as such an iconic character, I think still doesn't really feel real to me because it was literally just something I came up with on my bedroom floor closet. Like I didn't, you don't have any expectations and you can't, I feel like so many people these days try to predict a viral moment or try to create a viral moment. I don't think you can purposely create a viral moment. I think it just happens. For me, I know that for my memes alone. Like, I didn't expect, like, those are videos that were just taken and they got posted and they got blown up. And then that's just how it happened. And I think that happens for so many people. I don't think you expect when you post a TikTok, oh, this is the one that's going to go viral. I think it's like, okay, we'll just like put it out and see what happens and maybe it has a good chance. But I think that's how it was with M3GAN. They didn't expect it to pop off. I mean, you can't, I feel like there's certain things you can predict that can go viral, but for the most part, especially when it's like a new idea, you can't predict that. It just happens. And you can't force that either. And that's another thing is like people try to force virality so much and you can't force it. It just happens.
When did you really start to see the character take off?
I think our opening weekend for the first film was really promising, especially the fact that it was a $12 million movie and it made so much in the first weekend. Like you don't expect that. And I didn't even really know what the box office numbers or how important they really were.
In terms of getting a sequel?
Yeah, because I don't think, as an actor at least, I really try not to pay attention to all that stuff because it can get very difficult sometimes to, I don't know, you don't want to base your performance off of how much money it makes, but also you kind of do because you're like, oh no, like, does this mean I affected it or whatever? But I don't know. I just think with the first film, it just was so unexpected that it felt so rewarding, but also at the same time unreal.
What kind of prep was there for this second film compared to the first one? Because now you've lived with this character for a year or 2 years. She's had time to develop on your own. How did you approach taking her on once you saw the script?
So the second script, if people have watched the sequel, it takes a very different turn. It pivots more action. And so I was surprised by that when I read the script originally because I was like, oh, we're taking her a totally different direction. But I wanted to make sure that she was still the same as people saw her in the original film because I think don't change what's don't fix what's not broken or whatever that phrase is.
Yeah.
That's not the phrase, but you know what I'm talking
Don't
about.
fix what's not broke.
Yeah, exactly. And so I wanted to keep her campiness and her weird, wicked charm in the way that she just speaks and has her dialogue. But in this film particularly, Blumhouse and Universal were really encouraging me to almost show her in a new light and take what you had, but maybe position her a little bit more heroic because she was fighting another AI robot. And so that was a challenge in itself because when you're dealing with AI, it's something that develops over time and gets stronger over time. So M3GAN had to do that as well because it's been 2 years, and obviously as computers are constantly, Apple is constantly evolving and getting better technology. It's no different than AI. It's constantly evolving and getting better. So I wanted to find little nuances of M3GAN improving. For instance, in her singing in this film, her singing's a lot better than it was in the first film. That's because AI obviously gets better over time. Small little nuances like that, I think, what was really fun for me, because I am pursuing music. It was so nice that I was able to actually show off my voice, because the first film they wanted her to sound so Sesame Street, which scared me. But this film was nice because I could show people oh, she can actually sing. Yeah. So I think it was just small details like that. I also got the script and I was able to start working on my performance prior to them even starting to film.
Do you hire a coach for that?
No. I actually have never booked off of using an acting coach. For some reason, no hate against acting coaches. I think they are wonderful, and I got a lot of my start and got a lot of my tips and techniques from a lot of wonderful coaches. But as I've just matured as an actress, for some reason, I never book off of coaching. I only book off of my own choices. Because my motto as an actress is go in, make a choice that they're not going to expect, and then just go with it. Because the only way you're going to stand out is if you make a choice. And that's going to be something different. And that's what I did with M3GAN. And that's what I do with a lot of the roles that I audition for, is to just make a wild choice so I stand out, so then casting remembers me.
What's up, guys? This episode is sponsored by Liquid IV. No matter how hot your summer gets, Liquid IV can help keep you hydrated for the adventures ahead. Liquid IV has 3 times the amount of electrolytes in the leading sports drink, plus 8 vitamins and nutrients, all in a single stack, which is why when I'm playing pickleball, if I'm going on a hike, I love carrying a Liquid IV on me. It really helps me hydrate. The summer heat means that it's the perfect time to try their new Arctic raspberry flavor. Plus, Liquid IV has sugar-free solutions powered by Live Hydra Science for smart hydration. Visit liquidiv.com and use code LIGHTWEIGHT at checkout for 20% off your first order. Liquid IV has come helpful in the past after a long night out. Just open up a packet, pour it in some water, especially when you're feeling drained. It just really helps get everything going and flowing. It has 100% daily value of 4 essential B vitamins, B3, B5, B6, B12, and it's an excellent source of vitamin C. It's on-the-go hydration. You can also explore this delicious sugar-free options, including white peach, lemon lime, rainbow sherbet, and more. Plus, you can discover new fun flavors like cotton candy and popsicle firecracker. Just 1 stick and 16 ounces of water hydrates better than water alone. So squeeze the most out of your summer with Liquid IV. Tear, pour, live more. Go to liquidiv.com and get 20% off your first order with the code LIGHTWEIGHT at checkout. That's 20% off your first order using code LIGHTWEIGHT at checkout. Real quick, this episode is sponsored by Prolon. I have used Prolon 3 times in the past, and it's been phenomenal for me. If you want to make this your most radiant summer yet, Prolon's 5-day fasting mimicking diet makes it easy to target fat loss, support lean muscle, and reset your metabolism, so you look and feel your best all summer long. In just 5 days, Prolon works at a cellular level to rejuvenate you from the inside out and help you hit your summer health goals. If you don't know, Prolon is a plant-based nutrition program featuring soups, snacks, and beverages designed to nourish the body while keeping you in a fasting state, triggering cellular rejuvenation and renewal. Again, I have done it several times in the past and I've loved it. No matter the season, I've done it in summer, I've done it in winter. If you're craving a real reset, Prolon is the only nutrition program that works for me. For a limited time, you can be the first in line to experience the new Next Gen at special savings. Prolon is offering Lightweight's podcast listeners, that's you guys, 15% off site-wide, plus a $40 bonus gift when you subscribe to their 5-day nutrition program. Just visit prolonlife.com/lightweight. That's PROLONLIFE.com/lightweight to claim your 15% discount and bonus gift. prolonlife.com/lightweight. Everybody knows fasting can have health benefits, but also know that fasting can be challenging. Not with Prolon. We'll come back to M3GAN in a second, but is
Yeah.
that something you did with Lisa Frankenstein?
Yeah, because with her, I remember for that audition specifically, I knew that it was going to be a period piece, and I knew that based on the dialogue, the character was quite stupid. So I kind of channeled like my own inner Karen from Mean Girls, and then I remember we put like a scrunchie in my hair for the audition, so it kind of tied a little bit of a period piece, and we wore like a kind of colorful jacket.
And those are all personal choices that you have to make consciously.
Yeah, because I thought, you know what? At the end of the day, if you're going to audition for something, casting's got to remember you by something. And I bet there's a million blonde girls auditioning for the role, or there's a bunch of, like people that are going to be wearing their hair down and curled. It's like, let's change it up and do something different so that I can stand out. So they can be like, oh yeah, that was the girl in that funny jacket, or that was the girl wearing the scrunchie, because they're seeing so many people. So if you're going to be like everybody else, what's the point?
That's such an important note that I haven't heard before, of how you really kind of have to stick out, but not stick out too much.
Yeah, I think it's like a fine line, because you don't want to overdo it to the point where it's coming off as unprofessional, but just like slightly. Like I'm auditioning for a part right now, for a part that I was pinned for, and they literally told me, we love how you did this because it was different than what we've seen, but we want to see it this way, So like, but it gives them something to bounce off of and something that they're not going to think of, because I think half the time in casting, they know what they want kind of, but then somebody might come in and show them something totally different, and then they fall in love with that.
That's so interesting.
I mean, that's what I did with M3GAN. That's what I do for everything.
Did you do that with 911 also?
Yeah, with 911 it was different because, sorry, I'm about to cough.
Oh yeah, no, no.
I don't know why. Sorry, literally in the last like 6 months, I think I've discovered that I have allergies.
And it's hitting you?
Because my eyes water, and they've never watered before. Like, this has never happened.
I just came back from Florida last night, and today was so bad on my throat and my nose. Going from the warm weather to this and like the humidity, it's bad out here.
Back to 911. With that one, because it's such a dramatic show, I remember I fake cried in that one to make it different.
In your audition?
Yeah.
Wow.
Like, if you wanted me to, I could probably cry in the next 30 seconds.
Should I ask you?
Do you want me to?
Kind of.
Okay. Just give me like a few seconds.
Okay.
It's going to happen.
Do I talk or should I be silent?
You can talk.
Are you channeling something right now?
Just happens.
Oh my God. Tears.
Yeah.
You could just do that naturally?
Yeah. Anytime.
Are you thinking about something sad?
No. I've done it ever since I was young.
Oh my God.
Yeah. It's going to fall. So the fun part is when it falls and you get it on your audition and you're like, yes, I have a tear.
Is that a huge perk for people who are...
It helps. Some people use a tear stick. I've never done that because, one, it's so painful and I don't have to because I've just done this ever since I was young. But some people use a tear stick and they rub it under their eyes and it's like this really minty, crazy thing.
Oh, and it physically
and
like
it
just
makes them
forces
tear up. And then some people like throw water in their eyes and do really random stuff. For me, I've just done it ever since I was young. My mom used to be like, are you pinching yourself? Like, what are you doing? And I'm like, no, I just give me a couple seconds and it'll happen.
That's so crazy. You don't even have to think about something traumatic or sad.
No.
Physically, you could just do it.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just something that I have. Like, it's really funny because I'll do it around like my boyfriend or some of my friends and it'll really freak them out. It's like my favorite thing. It's
What's
just
wrong?
like,
What's wrong?
exactly, bring it out and it's so funny.
Have you ever done it in any roles?
Yeah. So the first time I ever did it, I was on a show called Chicken Girls many years ago.
That was a massive show.
It was, yeah. Oh gosh, that was a time. That was like my middle school, high school years. And
you did 14 episodes.
I think so, something like that. And because I had to leave that show because I booked Raven's Home. So many people were like, why'd you leave that show? I'm like, because I booked Raven's Home and I couldn't do both at once. And I was a very small character, and then they upped my character in season, I believe it was 2. And the first episode, I start the whole season because my grandma dies, and she owns this like arcade that becomes really important. And that was the first time that I had to like fake cry for a role because like my grandma passes away, and I'm totally just like bawling my eyes out. But it's funny because people started recognizing me from that clip. It's like, oh, you're the girl that like fake cried. And I was like, yeah.
That's me.
Yeah, that's me. But it's fun. I love fake crying. I love doing parts where you can fake cry. 911, we did that too because we got in a car chase and that was crazy and just like, over emotional. But it's nice when you can like fake cry with somebody else. Like when you're doing it on your own, it's like so funny because after they cut the scene, then everyone's just like, okay, That's it. And you're just like, but it's very emotionally draining. I also did a film called Stay at Home, and I've had to fake cry more in that movie than I've ever had in my life. And there's this one scene where I'm like stuck in the closet and this like, kidnapper is coming. I remember because all of our scenes were at night. By the end of that shoot, I was so emotionally drained because when you cry, it like brings a lot out of you. And I was like crying for like hours for that film. Oh my gosh. By the end of the day, I literally was so like just tired, but emotionally tired because it takes a toll on your body. Like when you start shaking and you're crying and stuff, like that's a lot. Like it takes a lot out of you.
So does the director have to be kind of delicate with how many times they're doing it?
No. I mean, you would hope they would, but sometimes you do it a bunch of times and it's just what's expected. But the nice thing is like when you've already started crying, it's easier to keep crying. The issue is if you do it too much, like you run out of tears.
Right. Can we go back to Chicken Girls?
Mm-hmm.
What made Chicken Girls so special? Was it the cast, the crew?
I think like Jules and Hayden like carried that show. I mean, it was their show. And I think so many people loved like the ship between them. And so I think that's what really blew it up is because people just love them together. I think it was also a new wave of social media becoming television.
New type of content.
I think Brat TV did such a great job of showing how powerful social media can be and how that can translate in some regard. And I think that's also what blew it up too. I think the show was cute, and I think a lot of people grew up with it, and we were all in like this similar era. Like a lot of people still come up to me to this day. I'm like, I saw you on Chicken Girls. I'm like, oh my gosh, that feels like my middle school years. Like that feels like my middle school, high school years. And so I think that's really what blew it up so much.
Because the cast is so impressive. It's you, Indiana.
Mm-hmm.
And then who
Mads
else?
Lewis, Jules LeBlanc, Hayden Summerall, Dylan Conrique. I mean, so many people. But it's cool because they took a bunch of social stars and put them together. It was very smart, and it just worked. And for me, like I didn't really have a big social presence before that show, so I don't know. Like I do feel like that show exposed me to a bigger audience as well, which I'm very grateful for. But it was able, like I was one of the first people on that show that was like an actor that kind of hopped on it. It was like a new thing for me. So yeah, it was cool. Like I think they did a really great job with it, and I think it's really cool that people still talk about it, and I think it was very much something that was really sweet for the time, and I was really thankful that I could be a part of it. I mean, at that time everybody wanted to be on that show. Everybody. And so I'm very grateful.
Where was it aired?
It was just on Brat, the
On
YouTube
Brat.
channel. Yeah. But I mean, it would get more views than some of the streaming services. It was crazy.
Yeah.
Because people loved it so much.
Out of all your past characters,
Mm-hmm.
who was the most fun for you to create? Out of everybody, the movies, the TV shows, the voice acting roles.
It's hard because they've all been so different. I think Raven's Home was really special for me because my dream, I told my mom before we moved out to LA that I want to be on Disney Channel. And that was so surreal for me because I've always wanted to be on Disney Channel.
That was the goal.
That was for my younger self. It was not an I made it moment, but it was like you did it. Like you got on the program that you wanted to be on, right? Like that was really cool for me. And I love multicam television, and I've had the opportunity to work on several multicam television shows throughout the years, and I think there's a beauty of like nostalgia behind that because I started off in theater, and multicam television feels a lot like theater, and I grew up on multicam television from Full House to Friends to all those different things. So I think whenever I get to be a part of a multicam show, there's just something so special and sweet about that. I also got to work on one a couple months ago, and like that, well, not, I mean like a month or two ago, and that was just like, I don't know, there's just something so special about multicam television.
Are you allowed to say what you worked on?
No, it hasn't come out yet, but it'll be out in the fall.
Okay.
And it's a network I've worked on before, so that's fun.
Network you worked on, but a completely new series.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So very fun. But I mean, I think M3GAN also will hold a special place in my heart just because it was something that nobody expected, and it was my bedroom floor closet. Like, there's nothing more, I think, like, sweet and sentimental than that. It's just, like, something you audition for in your home that just becomes, like, my first, I mean, other than, I guess, Lisa Frankenstein was the first movie that I was in that was in theaters, but this was, like, the first lead that I was in. Obviously, like, my face is not in it, but still, it still meant so much, you know, and very cool to be able to, like, go into the theater and hear yourself. It's so cool.
For M3GAN, who's in the booth with you when you're doing all the lines?
The director and the sound engineer. That's it.
Just the three of you. And how long does it take to film the entire movie?
Depends. I mean, it's a lot quicker than on camera, so maybe just a couple of hours, probably.
Oh,
But we would do it in different, like, segments, because for the first film, I came post-production, so we did everything when they were already done with the film. For the second film, I got to come in beforehand, so I worked on it before, during, and after, which was nice.
Oh, before, during, and after.
Yeah, because, you know, there's always, like, reshoots. Like, the first film had an entirely different ending, so we had to go back and reshoot that. And so, like, you know, like, things always change. People make their mind up. They have to change it from PG-13 to R to whatever. Like, there's so many things that go on behind the scenes, and as an actor, it's just your job to be flexible and just hop on for the ride.
Did it change the rating during M3GAN 2?
No, they kept it PG-13. I think they are releasing an unrated version.
That's coming out tomorrow.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. I think they just announced that today.
And it's coming out on all streaming services.
Yes.
Or Peacock and then somewhere else.
Yes.
Do you know what's going to be in that unrated, M3GAN?
No. That's the funny thing is, like, I'm just there recording everything, and then I'm like, oh, yeah, that's where that went.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go. You never know.
Do you try and collect M3GAN memorabilia?
I have a lot now. Yeah, I have the life-size M3GAN doll. I have the Funko Pops.
Is that still in your car?
No, it's in my apartment in, like, this big Barbie doll box. Because I can't. It still terrifies me a little bit. I have this really cool, like, poster thing that, like, moves, and then I have a bunch of, like, plush dolls of her, and then I have, like, a Lego set of her.
Oh, she's a Lego.
Well, I went on a podcast called, like, Building Friendships, and they made me one, which was really sweet.
That's sick.
Yeah. So I think I'm getting quite the collection. I know, like, when I have, like, a family one day, my kids are going to be like, what is this?
Why is there a M3GAN room in the house?
Yeah, why is there, like, who is this life-size thing?
Was there a line that really stuck out to you that when you're recording just kept making you giggle or giving you chills of how eerie it was?
For the second film, easily, like, the hold on to your vaginas line.
Can you do it?
Sure. Let's see. Hold on to your vaginas.
It's so good in the trailer.
Thank you. Yeah, it's fun. It's just weird. If anybody knows me personally, they know that I'm, like, a very goody two-shoes human. I don't try to cuss very often, and so even though, like, vagina is not a cuss word, it's just not something you genuinely say when you're in a conversation.
A little vulgar.
Yeah, it's a little vulgar, and so it was just funny. Like, I remember I was just like, wait, is this what you want me to say? And they're like, yeah, and I'm like, okay, here we go.
Last time you were on this podcast, I think M3GAN 2 just got announced.
Yeah.
Did you find out that you got the role before that you were going to keep being... Oh, so you found out they were just doing M3GAN 2 and you
I
had
knew
no
they were
idea.
doing a M3GAN 2, and then I was like, well, I hope I can come back. But with this industry, you never know, and I don't think it's... I don't know. I think I always try to not get my hopes up just in case, because I learned this, I don't know, I have this quote, and it's like, if you have grand expectations, sometimes they become failed realities. And I've definitely, just being a part of this industry, learned so much that to not really get your hopes up and to not have really high expectations until you have the contract or till you're on set. Then you're safe, usually. Sometimes not even then.
Yeah, what happened with the Denise Richards movie that you were part of?
See, that one never came out because supposedly, I guess the footage that they received, something happened to it. I don't know. Like, I never really got full clarity of what happened there.
Did they finish filming it?
Yeah, we finished filming it. My character was so awful. She was so vulgar.
Hollywood's crazy.
It's so sad, though, because I really wish it did come out because it had such phenomenal actors in it. Like, even just, like, Breck Bassinger, like, who I love. She's the sweetest. Like, it just stinks because it had so many great actors in it. But
What was it like
that's what
working
it
with
is.
Denise?
So cool. Obviously, like, my mom grew up watching her, like my family grew up watching her, and so that was really awesome. I mean, my time with her was pretty much just like on set, like working. So, but every moment I had with her was very lovely. And it's funny now, she like pops up, her Bravo show pops up on my television. I'm like, that's so crazy. I got to work with her, but it's really cool. I mean, it's always awesome walking in and like meeting somebody and having a good interaction with them. I think just being in this industry, you know, it's nice when you meet somebody and they are really nice because there's experiences where you don't meet nice people and you're like, wow, like I really thought you were different. And then, you know, it's just nice when you meet somebody and you're like, oh, you're like a genuine human. Thank goodness. Like that's so refreshing. And I think you always leave liking the person more when they're genuine, if that makes sense. Like sometimes you meet people and you're like, oh, like I thought they were nice. And then like Denise, she was so nice. So then you leave working with her and you're like, ah, like I like her even more now because she was so friendly.
When you're working on a movie like that, or for Lisa Frankenstein, how many people are there on set making sure everything's working properly?
It depends how big the set is. For Lisa, there was I would say at least a 20, 30, 40 person crew.
Because what was the budget for that? That was high.
I think that was a 13 million, I want to say.
Okay.
I think.
13.
I think. But yeah, there was a lot of people on that one, especially because we were doing night shoots, so they have to make sure all the lighting and like the grips and everything has to be like on top of it because obviously if you're shooting in the dark, that's a little bit difficult. But yeah, I think it just depends on the set, varies. Even sometimes it's different though, because like, you know, you have a scene where you have like an intimate scene, then less people are required on set because you have to have an intimacy coordinator. And it's like all these different things. It just kind of depends. It's project by project.
Are there any shocking rules for voice actors that people might not realize? Like for the intimacy coordinator, there's less people that have to be there to watch.
Yeah, for voice acting, secrets. Well, I mean, your job goes a lot faster. You can wear whatever you want. You can go in your pajamas, which is fun.
Do you roll up in your pajamas?
Sometimes.
Really?
Yeah, sometimes. Because why not? Like, why not? You can also record in like really interesting places that you would never think. Like sometimes you sometimes you record on sound stages. Other times you're in like really hole in the wall studios and you're like looking on the outside, you're like, what am I going into? And you go inside and it's like the most insane studio. I remember there was one that I worked in for M3GAN and the whole thing was jungle themed.
The recording studio?
Jungle themed. And then when you get to record on Universal, that's really fun. I remember I went into one booth in Universal and everything, because it was the illumination booth, so there was a million minions surrounding me, which was so fun because I'm like the biggest Despicable Me fan. I love that franchise. And so I was like, I'm working with the minions today. That is so cool.
If M3GAN were to cross over with any other horror franchise, who would you want to see her with?
Chucky. Probably Chucky, because I think so many people have already been... So many people have been suggesting it.
I mean, it'd be the perfect match.
I think it would be really cool.
Are they friends? Do they get along?
See, that's the thing. I don't really know. Like, I don't think they would get along, but I'd love to see that. I think it'd be really fun.
I love when they mash up the horror franchises like Freddy vs. Jason.
Yes.
Have you dove into more horror genre?
So, yes, I have really strong faith, so I will not do anything demonic. That really terrifies me. Like, I don't really like the idea of being possessed, because I think if you work with that, sometimes it can invite that in, and I'm, like, very terrified of that. So, I think I'd love the opportunity in the horror world to be like slaughtered or murdered. I think that would be really fun because I've gotten to play a villain who goes psycho crazy, right? And I'd love the opportunity to play a villain again in like a different way. Maybe it's like myself. But also the Scream franchises are really cool. I think in like that regard, like I'd definitely be interested in pursuing horror that way. I just don't want to be like possessed. Like that like, really scares me. That gives me nightmares. But I would love to be like absolutely like slaughtered and have like blood all over me and have that like iconic horror scream. I think for me it's something that I would really love to do.
Do you practice your horror scream?
Yes and no, because I kind of like save it. Like I'm like, I kind of want to keep it undercover until it's like the right moment. Right. You know, like it has to have that like breakout moment. But I don't know. I guess we'll see. I think the beauty of M3GAN is it has opened a lot of doors for me in the horror realm. Like I've never received more film offers for horror in my life, which is cool.
Have there been projects that you really wanted to do that maybe you weren't able to?
Yes, but there also has been ones that I'm like, whoa, this is like really like terrifying. I don't know if I could do that. So I think, yeah, I think it's just all about like timing and the right project, but I really would love to get slaughtered. I've been saying that so much. I'm like, that would be so fun to just have like blood all over you or to just like be dead.
On your YouTube channel, you kind of cover yourself kind of often.
Yeah, I do. I love to do like prank content, especially blood related. I think it's really fun, and it's just also a way to, I don't know, have fun with things like that and play around, because when I'm not acting or doing music, it's another way to like creatively express myself, and people love it. Like my bloody pranks always do really well.
They do. Do you have a balance in your head of how much effort you're giving into YouTube versus acting versus music? Because you're doing three things that really kind of require all your time.
Yeah, totally. It's very unorthodox for people to do all three of them. Usually people like pick two or one. I think for me, I'm like, why put myself in a box? So I try to do the most I can. It's tricky though. I would say obviously like acting and music are what have stemmed my biggest passion. I think so many people go into this industry with a desire to be famous, and I've never had that desire.
You seem like you like the art of it.
I do. Like that's what I love most. Like being on set, being on stage, performing for me is like the best feeling in the world. Like I love just doing what I love to do. But I think so many people enter this business with the wrong intention and can sometimes go into it with just like, I want to be famous. And like, I guess that can totally be a desire. But for me, the most rewarding thing is when people love what I do because of the craft. Like when people love me for whether my music or whether for seeing me in a film or something like that, that's so rewarding, because that's why I started all this. It's because I started acting and singing because I just love the passion behind creating something brand new that the world hasn't seen. Like I think that's so cool. There's such a beauty and like gift and talent behind that, and to like work with other people to bring something to life that the world hasn't seen is so cool to me. And that's why I started this. And so I think for me it's never been about, oh, I want to be famous. It's been more about, I want to create things that make people feel something. Like that to me is like the greatest thing. I think my favorite quote of all time is like, when words fail, music speaks, or like when people see a project that they can relate to or that they love or that can make them smile or make them feel something. Like if I can do that for somebody, that's the coolest feeling ever.
And all three of those verticals kind of give you that same.
Yeah, because like with YouTube, it's something that I create. And like when people enjoy that, that's so rewarding. And I think it's just, it's so cool, and I feel so grateful that I can make a living off of doing what I love most doing. And I feel like the word famous for me has always really rubbed me wrong, because I'm like, I'm just me doing what I love. And it's so cool that people love to watch what I do. That to me is like the greatest gift and like pleasure and privilege, because I feel like, wow, like you're interested in what I'm doing. That's like, I feel so honored that I'm granted like space in your life, if that makes sense.
Totally.
Like that for me is like the coolest thing. And so like when people come up to me in public and they're scared, I'm like, I'm just a human like you doing what I love. And thank you for supporting me. Like I don't like to call the people that follow me followers. I hate that. I like to call them supporters, because they're supporting me, and without them I couldn't do it.
Where do you get recognized the most, and what for?
Sephora's, Ulta's, and what else? Sephora's, Ulta's, Forever 21's, like all the classic like teenager stores, malls, Brandy Melville's, all that jazz. Like I know when I'm entering there, it's like, Jenna, don't go to there in your pajamas. You're gonna get pictures taken.
Yeah.
But it's so sweet. Like people always ask me, like, does that bother you? And I'm like, no, like, I think it's so sweet. What bothers me is when people my biggest pet peeve is like if I'm with friends and people come ask me to take a picture with them and then my friends are like, oh, Jenna, can I take a picture with you? That drives me crazy because I'm like, don't make fun of them. Like, they are supporting me and they allow me to do what I want to do. So thank you for that.
Yeah.
You know, like I think so much it means so much to me that people support what I do. And like one day people might not. And so I'm so grateful that people do. And for me to ever turn down somebody or to be rude to somebody, I think would be like the most disgusting thing for me to ever do. Like I always want to make sure that I'm approachable and people just see me as a human because I am a human. And I don't even feel like even like sometimes my cousins or my family will be like, oh, you're famous. I'm like, stop that. Like, I'm just Jenna and I'm doing what I love and I'm so grateful that people enjoy what I do. And I hope that they'll continue to. Like, that's just my goal.
And that's what keeps everything going.
Yeah, that's what keeps everything going. And yeah, and I think that's what also keeps me, at least for the most part, sane. Because I think when you like obsess about everything, it can get really mentally damaging. And I think also like when you care about what other people think, that can be very mentally damaging. But I think it's just been me growing up in this industry. I've learned what to take personal and what not to take personal. And so, yeah.
You've been in the industry for a big amount of time of your life.
Yeah, I moved out here when I was 10 turning 11.
And how old are you now?
I'm 21.
I feel like you're on the cusp of this new age of actors where 5 years ago they didn't want you to be on social media because they wanted you to just be an actor. But now I feel like it's kind of changed heavily.
Yeah.
Do you find it that having a social media presence is helping you book roles? Are they looking for people with a following to help promote the projects that they're doing?
You know, it's funny because a lot of people around me who don't have social media and who are actors keep being told that it helps them.
Helps them not have a social media following.
No, it helps them have if you have a social media following, that's better.
They're looking for somebody with 50,000 followers.
Exactly. For me, I don't feel like I've booked. There's some parts I do say that now people are looking for, like, hey, if they have a social media presence, like that's a bonus.
Because they want you to post about it?
Yeah, but like for M3GAN, to people, like I remember there was an article when M3GAN came out and it said Penny Nickel Dime Girl books M3GAN based off of social media following. Gerard, who is our director, doesn't even have I think he has an Instagram, but he doesn't even post. Like, no, they did not know that I had a social presence booking M3GAN. They had no clue. Like, that was not based off of my social presence. Same with Lisa Frankenstein. Like, they didn't know. So it's funny because people are saying that it does help. And I do think it does in some circumstances. Like, there are roles that I auditioned for that says, hey, if you have over this amount of followers, like, if that's good. Like, they like that. But for me, I don't feel like I've booked any of my parts because of my social media following. But maybe I'm wrong. But also, they don't really tell me. Like, they're not like, oh, yeah, we booked you because of this. But I don't know. I don't feel like I have. But then everybody else that I talk to that doesn't have a following, that's an actor, says, oh, they keep telling me I need a social following. So I'm like, I don't know.
I think you would know if it did help you in that way.
There are some breakdowns that I read that it's like, hey, if they have like a social media influencer like that, that's great. Like, we want that. But I feel like 9 times out of 10, no.
Because they're looking for the best role.
Yeah, like, I think it comes down. I think for a while it was very, like, social media heavy. I think now it's calming down a little bit where it's, like, finding the person. I don't know. I think it's constantly changing and evolving. But I think now a lot of more people have a social presence than they used to. When I started posting Instagram singing covers when I was like 11 and 12, not a lot of people were posting yet. Now I feel like most 13, 14-year-olds already have a presence and already are posting. It's different now. So many people are doing it because, you know, people are seeing you can make an income from it. It's also, I don't know, you can create your own schedule. You know, I think now everybody wants to be an influencer. But there's just so many now. Like, the ocean's so much bigger than it used to be.
Who are you in the rooms with for the auditions? Are you seeing pretty much the same people all going for
When
the
I
same
used
roles?
to go in, yeah. When I used to go in, it would be the same people. Totally. Now it's different because everything's a self-tape. So I don't know who else is going out for anything.
Oh, so you don't even go into places. Wow.
Not unless you make it pretty far in. But even then, half of the time, like, my chemistry reads and everything are still on Zoom.
Even with the other actors?
Yeah.
Wow.
Crazy. It's changed so much. When I moved out here, you had to go in for everything. And if you didn't live here, you have a hard time of maybe your tape being seen. Now you can live wherever you want. And I think that's why so many people have moved out of LA.
Do you think that's easier for them because they don't have to, like,
Yeah.
it's less steps for them?
Yeah. I mean, casting directors don't have to see everybody. Like, they can just be home with their kids and watch the tapes there. They don't have to come in the room, rent a space. It's different.
Are you friends with auditioners? What is the
Like
word?
other actors?
No. Casting directors.
Yeah, like there's definitely like relationships that I have. Auditioners, that's so funny. No, there's definitely relationships that I've had since I was very young. Like,
And does that help you get roles?
it can. Because they know that they can trust you if you do a good job. It's like, obviously, if, I was a casting director and I'm looking for a podcaster and, like, I've worked with you and this is the second time that I'm seeing you, I know that, okay, this is how he is. This is how he's going to present himself. I can trust him on set.
They're going to be on time. They're going to show up. They're not going to make me look like a fool.
Exactly. And I think that's why everybody says relationships are so important in this industry, because if somebody can trust you and if somebody knows that you're going to go on set and do a good job and represent them well, that comes back to casting. If casting casts you and you do a bad job, that can fall back on them. So why would they want to make a bad decision? But if they know, hey, I'm going to bring Jenna on this set and she's going to do a great job, easy.
When you worked on Disney, did you have a parent with you for that?
Yes.
My
parents have always been around. That is something that I think has... a lot of people say, Jenna, this industry is very dark. I'm scared to enter into it. I've heard that there's just so much that goes behind the scenes and that there's bad people. What has kept you away from that? My parents. And my mentality with everything has been, you go to set, you work, and then you go home. Like, I don't know, my parents have always been around. Now it's different because I'm a bit more of an adult. And so my mom doesn't come to set with me anymore, but she should always be welcome to. Like, that is a red flag if she's not welcome to. But every set, my mom was always there with me every single time, because your mom, at least my mom, has always had my best interest at heart, and she knows me, and she knows when to pull you out, when to pull you, like, that's the thing, is like, we have always just been so tight-knit as a family. And I think when you are tight-knit with your family, you are protected in some regard. Like, my parents, I couldn't have done this industry without them. I mean, I was 10 years old.
That's when you were on Disney?
No, I was 13 and 14 when I was on Disney.
What rules are there for that? Can you only be on set for like a few hours?
Yeah, based upon your age, depends on how many hours you can be on set. But there is a test that you could take called the CHESP that I ended up taking. And when you turn 16, it makes you legal 18, so you don't have to do school when you're on set. And most people do that when they're like 15 or when they're 16, so they can work more hours and so they can book more roles.
What's your dream role? Like, absolute dream. Do you want to be the lead? Do you want to be the supporting? Do you want to be the best friend in a rom-com?
I don't know if I have a dream role, but I do think that my goal as an actress is to be in so many projects that people can see me as multifaceted. For instance, like a career like Rachel McAdams or Amanda Seyfried, I love the two of them so much because they've had such a vast career. Like, they've done musicals, they've done rom-coms, they've done like the serious dramatic roles. Like, they've done it all. Like, this, you look at their resume and they've done it all. Like, that's so cool. Like, to me as an actress, like, that's my main goal, is to be able to challenge myself in so many different genres so I'm not just like stuck in one thing. That's my goal. I would love to do a rom-com. I would love to do like a dramedy. But then again, it's like, I just want to see where the wind takes me. That's the fun thing about this industry, is you can't predict any of it. I could tell you all these things and then I do one genre for the rest of my life. I don't know. It's, it's just like whatever opportunity falls into your lap and you're grateful enough to get. So that's kind of my mentality, but I would love to do a rom-com for sure, but not a cheesy one. Like a good, like a, I don't know. I love Nicholas Sparks. I've loved his books, like The Notebook, Dear John, The Last Song.
Is he Fault in Our Stars?
No.
Oh.
I think that's John Green.
Okay.
I think. Yeah.
Do you go to the horror conventions?
Yes!
Are you friends with any other villains?
I've got to meet a lot of cool ones along the way. I ironically, a lot of my upcoming conventions I get to do with some of my cast for M3GAN, so that's really fun. It's fun when you get to do it. But I think the coolest thing about the conventions is I feel like it's Halloween Disneyland. You never know what's going to come around the corner in the absolute best way. I had the best time. There was a giant dinosaur that came out. It was literally huge. Like a person in a giant T-Rex costume came up. Like people are dressed up in the coolest cosplay outfits. People go all out and it's so much fun.
Have you been to San Diego Comic-Con?
No, this is going to be my first one.
You're doing it this year?
Yes. So I'm doing a panel with Funko Pop for the little M3GAN
So
Funko
sick.
Pops. And yeah, I'm so excited. I love cons. Like, it is so cool to meet people that are so passionate about the same thing you're passionate about. It's like, I'm passionate about this film. You're passionate about this film. We're automatically going to get along.
Yeah. Could you see a M3GAN trilogy ever happening?
You know, I hope so. But it's hard to know. You know, I would love to explore her character more, get the opportunity to do so. I think I'd love to see her dive a little bit more in horror again. I think there's a lot of different places she could go. I think she could cross over maybe with another villain sometime. I don't know. I guess we'll see. I'd love to. I've had such a fun time with her. So, yeah. I mean, it's not in my hands, unfortunately, but I really hope so.
Does Blumhouse have any other horror villains like that? Do they have Chucky?
No, I don't think they have Chucky. I mean, obviously the Five Nights at Freddy's franchise was such a big one. That was such a great film, too. I know they're doing a sequel for that. So, yeah, I mean, they have tons. They are so great at what they do. And I always leave a Blumhouse film feeling very spooked out.
Do you tap into the M3GAN voice in any way for yourself? Or does it just come very natural, almost in the way that you could just self-cry?
It comes very natural, almost in the way that I can self-cry. Yeah, it comes very natural. I think it's just become, not a part of me, that sounds scary, but I think it's become something that I can, exactly, it just becomes something that I can tune into because we've done so much advertisement for it. I've worked on it for hours because of the film, that it's more just something that I can just be like, here we go.
Are there any side quests in M3GAN that you got to do, like doing the promo for Universal?
Yeah, I mean, we got to do so much promo for the last film. I mean, from working with so many different brands, I got to do something with Urban Decay, where
With M3GAN?
yeah, where it was so fun. Where she was like, "Get ready with," how did she do? I'm gonna laugh doing it. She's
Can
like,
you do it in her voice?
"Get ready with me to go cut a bitch." Like that's what was the whole started everything, and that was like so fun. Because it just like caught people off guard, and I love their setting spray, and I love L'Oreal and Urban Decay, so that was really fun. And I also got to go to their headquarters, which was so cool. Like it's like this massive, huge building, and it's like you don't never need to leave. I was asking the people that work there, I was like, do you ever like leave here? They had their own like L'Oreal store, like anything that you could ever want. They had the best matcha I've ever had in my life. They had 4 different cafes in there, I think, where you could make anything you want. I was like,
A girl's
what?
dream palace.
I was like, what? They had a workout gym. They had a hairstyling studio. I was like, you never have to leave.
Where's it located?
It's like by, I think, LAX. Like
Oh, okay.
over that area. I don't know what that area is called. Like
The airport
kind of
area?
Manhattan Beach area, I think,
Mm.
which is so cute. I love Manhattan Beach.
What other side things? Were there like dolls that you ever voiced?
I don't think there are any dolls. I think all the dolls that have come out, like they released a Monster High doll with her. They don't talk though. Just a lot of really interesting collaborations. Like we got to do a lot with like other artists and like influencers, which was fun. I remember in the first film, like there was a screening and I think we got to do a line like to the Kardashians and that was crazy.
What do you
It
mean,
was-
like requote?
well, M3GAN would be like, "Hi, Kim. It's nice to meet you." Like it was so fun. And I'm like, are the Kardashians actually going to hear this right now?
Yeah.
And I guess they did. So that was crazy. Like that was really cool to like do stuff for that, like just huge celebrities like that. So that was cool.
Do you watch reality shows?
Yes.
Love Island?
I haven't started Love Island yet. Everybody tells me I need to start it.
It's really good.
I was a big like Bachelor in Paradise girl, but like many years ago.
Are you
when
watching the new season?
No. See, I was like a Colton season, a Peter season. Those 2 like were my seasons. And then my mom likes 90 Day Fiancé. But my mom was also from Sweden originally. So, she met my dad and then he was American. And so they didn't have their own 90 Day Fiance, but kind of in some way because my mom was from Sweden. So in that way, I think it's fun to see like when another culture combines with like an American culture and like how that is, because that was my parents. My first language was Swedish.
Really?
Yeah.
It's not English?
Mm-mm. It was Swedish because, that's just what I learned when I was younger. And then I lost it, unfortunately. I can still understand it. Like my mom will say, for instance, like there's certain words, like when I was younger, she would say like, inte pita nesa, which means like, don't pick your nose. So when I was younger, that's like, she would critique me in Swedish, so nobody would know, like when I was younger.
Do you have any fun videos that's coming up for your channel that you're excited about?
Oh my goodness. I mean, we're always doing pranks and fun videos, so pretty much just like pranks. Obviously with my music, I'm actually going on tour in the fall.
That's exciting.
Yes. I have 3 headlining shows and I'm opening for another female country artist. I can't say it yet, but I'm so excited because I've been a huge fan of her music for so long.
Okay.
So I'm doing 5 stops with her. So that'll be in late October and early November.
Have you been working on the stage presence already?
Yeah. So I put together my band. I'm so excited.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yes. I have it. Most of my band's actually female, which is like so fun. I have a female drummer, a female bassist, and then I have an incredible guitar player. He's amazing. So I'm so excited. It's my first time doing like an all band show because I did some touring pre-COVID in like 2019, 2020. But that was all track. And this time I got my in-ears fit and like, it just feels so surreal and exciting. But, it's also at the same time, like with acting and everything, like squeezing in projects between everything too. I'm like, okay, here we go, along for the ride.
Your album came out on the same day as M3GAN, the movie.
Mm-hmm.
How did that work out for you? Were you happy with doing that?
Yes. I think it was awesome because it was 2 things that I was really excited about, and then they just got to be both shown out to the world in the same day. Since I was from Texas, like my phrase is like, go big or go home, so that's what we did.
I mean, was that almost like the biggest day of your life? Because this is like your 2 things.
Yeah, it felt very big, but at the same time, it was like, oh, like it's out. It's out now. Like that's kind of how it felt. So yes and no. I think like the press beforehand felt like the biggest, where you could like finally talk about things. And now that it's out, it's just like, okay, here we go. You just market it and I hope everybody loves it.
It's really great sound.
Thank you. Yeah, I think, it's my first album, so it feels very exciting. I think the fun thing with it is every track in the album has a different emotion behind it. So I wanted to make sure that no matter what, when people were listening to it, you could find a different emotion in each of the songs. Because as an actress, that's what I wanted to do to make it like set out and special. But it's called Where Did That Girl Go? And pretty much it represents how I'm 21 now, and people started calling me a woman, and that's really weird. I don't like that. And being like self-sufficient as an adult is so weird. It's like $20 for a coffee. I don't want to pay that. And you're like, Mom, Dad, can I have $20 for a coffee? It's so weird. Like being an adult now, it's like, where did that girl go? Like what happened?
How long have you been working on these songs for?
Like a year and a half.
Was it hard putting together the final 8?
Oh my gosh, so hard. Because
this is your baby now.
Yeah, it's like, Miley Cyrus in an interview, and she said, it's like a child. You birth it, you take care of it, and then it's a teenager, gets a little like rowdy, you're like, oh my gosh, am I messing things up? Do I like it? Do I not? And then it goes out into the world, and then it just does its own thing. And that's kind of like what it's like.
And how's it been now? Because it's been almost a month now, right?
Yeah. I mean, so far so good. I mean, I think with my first album, like I said, I never live with big expectations because those create failed realities. But it's been so cool to see how people have responded to it and just more people getting to know my music and me. I'm so excited to be able to perform live. That's what I'm really excited for. To just also interact with people who enjoy what you do, again, is such a cool experience. But also, I think it was like, my song Actor on there, like that was so vulnerable for me because that was just a real story. And
you feel the emotion in your voice.
Thank you. Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. It's like when words fail, music speaks. I love that saying because it's true.
What's your favorite part of performing? I
think being able to see other people sing your music back to you is the most insane feeling. It's like watching something that you created that feels so important to you be so important to somebody else is so special.
Can we talk about the cut that you have with Kelsey Ballerini?
Mm-hmm.
How does that all come together?
For On a Budget, I heard the song originally, and I didn't know Kelsey's voice was on it, but I didn't know that she wrote it. And
Did it sound like a scratch?
Yeah, it sounded just like a demo vocal. I mean, obviously she sounds great because she's Kelsey Ballerini, but I listened to it and I was like, oh, this is so great. Really like this song, but my team did not tell me who the writers were behind it specifically.
Because they just wanted you to like the song or not?
Yeah. And I don't take outside cuts often. I do. So there's a difference between like, okay, this is my song and I wrote it. There's a difference between like an outside cut. I don't take those often, only if it feels authentic and true and real to me. And so I heard the song and I was like, oh yeah, this is like really good. And I don't know. I sat with it for a little bit, didn't cut it originally. And then Penny Nickel Dime kept on being brought up over and over and over again. And I always wanted to have a song that kind of gave ode to that, because it was a time in my life and is still a time where people come up to me and they're like, you're the Penny Nickel Dime girl. And I'm like, oh my gosh. But, you know, it's funny. And so it was a clapback song related to money. And I was like, what if I put Penny Nickel Dime in the song? And then it's a clapback to haters using money terms. That's kind of clever. That's kind of cool. And so I was like, you know what? I'm going to cut this song and I'm going to put Penny Nickel Dime in front of it. And I'm going to clap back to anybody who ever gave me a hard time about that. Because Penny Nickel Dime is literally, imagine your most embarrassing moment in middle school being put out to the world and being reminded about it over and over and over again. That's Penny Nickel Dime for me. I guess it's not that embarrassing, but it's just like,
it's just annoying to be brought up.
well, it's just like I've done so much other things now where it's like I'd love to be known for those things versus like a hand clap. You know, but now I just embrace it. Like I was at my boyfriend's house the other day and some girls came up and they're like, "Hey, we were like outside of his house and they saw me and they're like, oh, you're the Penny Nickel Dime girl." And I'm like, yeah. They're like, can you do it with us? And I was like, sure. Now I just embrace it. At first it got really annoying because I tell people, I'm like, imagine your most embarrassing moment over and over and over. And people come up to you being like, oh, you're that girl. Oh, you're that boy. No, you're not Jenna from this. You're that girl. And it's like, no, you know, but now I just embrace it. And I thought it was fun to be able to clap back with that in the song. And I'm really happy with how it turned out. And I didn't realize till I cut it that Kelsey wrote it.
And then when you found out that it was her, what'd you think?
Well, it was Kelsey Ballerini, Shane McAnally, and Jimmy Robbins, who are three iconic writers. I mean, Shane McAnally has over 50 number ones. Has written like Seven Summers for Morgan Wallen, like Drinking Problem for Midland. I mean, the list goes on. And I was like, why didn't you guys tell me that they wrote this? And they're like, we just wanted you to like the song. And I'm like, you know what? Respect. Yeah. I'm glad. Because it should be about the passion. Like one of my greatest pieces of advice I ever received was from Zelda Williams, who is Robin Williams' daughter. And she directed Lisa Frankenstein. The best advice she's ever given me, we were sitting down after the film having coffee. And she said, Jenna, something that my father did is he only did roles that he was passionate about. It didn't matter how big the script, how big the budget, whatever it was. If he was passionate about the script, he did it. And that's how he had the career he had. And that is some of the best piece of advice I've ever received.
Have you been sticking to that?
Yes. Wow. Because it just matters. Do you believe in the script? Because she goes, if you believe in the script, you're going to give it your all. If you don't, you're not. And coming from Zelda, she's amazing. I'm telling you, she's so amazing. And her father too. And it's just like getting that piece of advice has stuck with me. Like, I don't think there's ever been a quote that stuck with me as much.
What was it like working with her on Lisa Frankenstein? Was there any other moments like that?
Yeah, she's phenomenal. She's phenomenal. She knew what she wanted and she could express it in a way that was so genuine, kind, but also bold and fierce. She knew what she wanted. And from a female director, that is so cool. It's like when you see like a female director like that just like gets down to the chase and just knows what she wants. It's so cool. I think the best thing like is working with directors who know what they want. And that's so cool.
For the full project.
Yeah, like they know, and they know how to communicate what they want. She knew how to communicate what she wanted, which is so special. it's like when you can communicate what you want, then actors can deliver. And she did that, and she's so phenomenal. But also her brain is just so cool. Like the way she thinks about things is just so wonderful and beautiful. And I could go on and on about her. I feel so privileged to be able to work with her, especially on her first film.
Without naming anybody, what is the worst director's advice that you've gotten that just threw you off in the moment? Like what really tramples you as a creative?
Well, when they tell you that they don't want it one way, but they can't communicate how they want it.
So they're like, do something else.
Yeah, let's try something different.
But you don't know what different is.
But I'm like, okay, well, what kind of different? Because for me, my goal is I want to please all the team and give them everything that they want, right? But how can I change something if I don't know how they want me to change it? So if you can't communicate how you want something to be changed, how do you expect me to change it? Like, that's why I got so lucky with, like, Gerard and Zelda and, like, so many other directors that I work with. There's a guy named Robbie and Danielle Fishel. I've got to work with them. Like, they're just amazing because they just...
Boy Meets World?
Yes!
Wow.
Yes, she directed a project that I worked on. She's so amazing.
What project was that?
I can't tell you.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
man.
I'm sorry. But so special. I worked with her on Raven's Home as well in this new project that I'm working on.
She directed the TV show?
Yeah. She directed the episode that I was on, and then also another one of another show that I'm working on. But
TV legend.
yeah, so good. I love her. But they just like know what they want and they know how to communicate with it to you. But I think that's the beauty of like having also a past actor being a director is because they can be like, hey, I love when you did this. Maybe give me a little more of this. Because how are we supposed to know how to change it if you don't know how to change it too? It's like, don't do that. Well, what do you want me to do? Like, that's what I got to know.
I feel like you'd be a killer director because you make your own YouTube content. So you know, like, the storyline in your head.
That'd be cool one day. I mean, I think my goal was, like, obviously become, work on the 3 little fields that you have going, but obviously never be afraid to, like, dive into other things. I love screenwriting, too. I wrote my first pilot when I was in 10th grade.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah. So, like, that's definitely something I'd love to dive into, but...
Does that take a lot of time for you?
Yes and no, because I'm a perfectionist when it comes to my writing. My biggest pet peeve, my parents' biggest pet peeve about me is like I would write a whole script and then my parents would hate, like not my parents, I would like hate one page of it and then I would delete the whole thing. Because I'm like, this is not right. And my parents would be like, what did you just do? And I'm like, ugh. I learned to not do that anymore because it's not good. You can like lose stuff that's actually good. But I did that for a while. I would be like, I don't like this. Or in school, I would write an essay. Oh no, 1, 2 words, this is bad. I rewrite the whole thing.
Are you like that with your YouTube videos?
No, I can't be. I think now as I've gotten older, I'm like, there's a beauty in imperfection. And I think it's fun for my audience to see when I mess up or if something goes wrong because that just shows I'm human.
How involved in your music videos are you?
I write the creative direction for everything. So all my music videos, the script is written by me.
Wow.
I don't want anybody else to write it. I'm like, nope.
And you have someone else direct it that you want.
Yeah. I have a director, but the whole script is written by me. And I literally will do it by seconds. 0 to 0:15, I want this to happen. 0:15 to 0:20, I want this to happen.
Oh, wow. And then you shoot for that coverage.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
I like to be heavily involved.
Yeah.
Because I feel like it all stems from me. And if I'm releasing music as Jenna, it's not coming from Jenna. That's weird.
Right. What other stuff do you have coming up? We have San Diego Comic-Con.
Yeah, San Diego Comic-Con. I'm going to be at Whorehound. I'm going to be at... oh my gosh, what else? Grand Rapids Comic Con in Michigan. So a bunch of horror cons for sure.
We have the tour.
Yeah, I have the tour. Hopefully, it's like hard because it's like, like I'm pinned for a project right now, right? And that means I could film next month and be gone.
Can you explain that pin for a project?
So when you're close to a project and you're close to booking the role, the last step to booking a role is you getting pinned. So imagine your headshot and another girl's headshot pinned up on a wall.
Right
it's like
now.
You two against each other. Whoever's going to win, you don't know. But you're pinned. And so that means they're like, hold these dates. So that's what I'm in, like, that's like the position that I get into. Like I've been pinned for so many things. Like throughout the years, I remember like my first pin was for Marvel Agent Carter when I was like 11 or 12. First pin ever. I freaking love Marvel. I'm like, oh, so mad about that. But I was 11 or 12. It's fine. But like when you get pinned for a project, you're like the last select. It's up to you, maybe 2 or 3 other people. Sometimes 4, sometimes 5, but usually 2 to 3 because they're making their mind up. And you either get the call. If you get the call, that means you booked it. If you don't hear anything, that means you didn't book it. I know. So like right now, I'm in the midst of that for a few things. So it could either happen and I go film, or I don't. And I just keep auditioning.
And you know what it is and you want it?
Yeah. Like obviously when you're like this close, you're like, just pick me, you know? But you can't choose it. And if it's yours, it's yours. But that's like the difficult thing is it's like, okay, well, I could be gone for the next 2 months or I couldn't. You just have to live that unpredictable life. But I love it. I wouldn't have it any other way.
Well, my fingers are crossed for you. I hope you get it.
Thanks. We'll see. You never know. Like, that's just the thing.
Yeah.
You never know. If not, on to the next.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure I'll see you at San Diego Comic-Con.
Are you going to be there?
Yes.
Yay.
I'm
yeah.
doing something. I'll tell you after.
Okay.
Right. Cool. Guys, go check out Jenna's album. It's everywhere. Spotify, Apple,
Yes.
YouTube, all over.
All the things.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming by.
Thanks.
All right. See ya. That was so good.
Easy.